Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, the GMS, the rule and teach well in the scripture and salutations. Tell my Akim out there to doing his work in truth and faith and sincerity. Today's lesson is going to be about the famine of the word. Lord willing, we can get into this lesson and it's edifying. This is a video that was put up by a guy. The name escapes me. About his the censorship of YouTube, and Lord willing to follow us with a few scriptures and let this play. Okay.
Time that YouTube and major social media platforms like Facebook, like Twitter, have been starting to censor people that they disagree with. Wow. Now there's two camps over here. You have Camp A, that states from a libertarian camp that it's a private company, and this private company can do whatever they like. And I'm more or less on that side. But however, you also have the camp of saying, wait a second, this doesn't even behave like a private company anymore. You have government involvement, it's publicly traded companies, and for the most part, it's not a free market. It's not a free market. You have governing bodies that are deciding how these private corporations behave. It's one thing if you're a private corporation, specifically not even a publicly traded company, where you have 100% control over what your company does. No shareholders, no government regulations, etc. In this case, if we're looking at YouTube, which is Google, if we're looking at Twitter, these are publicly traded companies that are intertwined with government regulation, government policy centers, etc. And people make the case that this is more or less like a public utility company such as the telephone. Recently, what has happened is YouTube is trying to silence the Mises Institution. So yesterday, YouTube removed the Mises Institute video. The decision apparently lasts for all of eternity and cannot be appealed to an actual human. And it comes with a friendly warning because it's the first time. This is just a warning. If this happens again, your channel will get a strike and you won't be able to do things like upload posts or live stream for one whole week. The video in question is a video from Tom Woods. If you guys aren't familiar with Tom Woods, well, fuck, have you been hiding underneath a rock? Go check out Tom's channel. His podcast is amazing. The video is Tom Woods titled The COVID Cult. With more than 1.5 million views, was recorded at a live event in Texas 2 weeks ago. It offered challenges to the official narrative surrounding the coronavirus, particularly with respect to the mask mandates. Woods' talk featured several charts showing rises in COVID cases across multiple cities and countries not long after imposing the mask rule, demonstrating how such rules apparently have little effect on slowing transmissions of the virus. Now, I'm not here to debate whether you agree with COVID or not, whether you agree with masks or not. That's not the question. The question is very simple. We need to live in a society that promotes discourse, that promotes communication, that promotes different viewpoints. We're at a point where
This is Amos chapter 8, verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh. Now, you have to understand that, YouTube is one of many platforms, and there are other platforms as well, but YouTube is a major platform that apostles and the men, the brothers, the elders of GMS go on, because this is a big platform. It can reach the masses of the people. Now, what happens when they, finally censor, the Akim out there? There will be famine of the word. Okay? There will be definitely famine of the word, and when this devil Esau Edom comes down with great wrath, knowing that he has but a short time, okay, he's gonna try to remove us from the highways and the byways. Okay, so that's that's just something to think about, knowing that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is true to his word. He's true to he's true to the things that he has.
We're seeing a precipice with technocrats, technology.
Yeah, this devil is he's making big moves, Operation Warp Speed, so on and so forth. And so we have to gird up our loins, for what's about to come, what's down the pipeline, because every single soul will be tested, even men of the Lord. Okay? And Lord willing, our work and labor of love is not in vain. And the Lord, deems me worthy or acceptable to be part of the 144,000, the elect, which is what we're striving for. So I'll let the rest of this video play.
Illusionary appearance over here that, we have YouTube and Google and Twitter. These are private. No, they're not. No, they're not. We're at a point now, guys, where freedom of speech is being challenged in every fucking corner. So this also happened yesterday, guys. YouTube also bans One America News as Democratic senators demand for more censorship. YouTube has suspended the pro-President Trump One America News Network from uploading and posting new video material to YouTube for 1 week. The decision was handed down at the time when a cluster of cable and other news TV outlets, including OANN, Newsmax, are broadcasting and mobilizing Americans about the truth of the Trump administration fight to serve a second term by overturning the fraud of the 2020 presidential election. So YouTube said this on the issue for its November 24th banning of the OANN was for violating our COVID misinformation policies, according to YouTube spokesperson Ivy Cho.
This is 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. So remember, okay, we don't have any friends in this truth, outside the brotherhood, outside the Akim. As far as Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is concerned, okay? Everybody else is deemed an enemy. And so we are to act on such accord, not as far as like, being wrathful or anything like that, but just keep that in mind, Akim, okay?
In quotation, guys, in August 2020, when YouTube updated its policy regarding the misinformation and manipulating the media, the platform notably refused to prohibit users from posting false content on the outcome of the election or the manner in which states the local officials counted votes. As a result, the platform is now home to an onslaught of videos aiming to undermine the legitimacy of the election. For example, one YouTube video claiming evidence of voter fraud. What we're seeing here, guys, is, like I mentioned earlier, we're having a technocratic, elitist coupled with the government. Nothing new. Woo, ha, wow. Absolute power corrupts absolutely all. This has been since the beginning of fucking time. Nothing new. And what we're seeing is, if you don't play by our rules, we will censor you. If you don't think as we think, we will censor you. So what we're seeing today, we have a huge group of people who are saying we have to stop YouTube, we have to stop Twitter, we have to stop Google from censoring us. Now, I like to look at nature when it comes to stuff like this. In nature, if we look at apex predators, if we look at how ecology evolves, we always see that a superior technology comes out, whether that is a mammal, whether that is a virus, whether that is a bacteria. And this superior apex, you can call it predator, I like to call it evolutionary design, is superior to the old technologies of that ecology.
I close out here. This is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, giving our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakak Quadash. And until next time, Shalom.